Okay, what I haven't done in a moment. Let's see, got time for one more. If we do another 25-minute episode, it'll put us at lunchtime, put us at noon. But what I really want to do first is not upload, but I want to update my notes. In brackets, I actually did them in a packet. Really? How many times I gotta lose this? Okay. Do this just to be safe. So I lost it once. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it again. So this is kind of this is a good example of what we just talked about in the last episode. Actually, we're gonna shard the data. We got one open. I'm gonna close that. We just opened that one, and I regret opening it. Kinda. I'm gonna close it anyways. Let's close everything. We got old episodes open here. Just one. Is that the directory we're in? Go back to the desktop and paste a copy. Alright, so that's one I'll be fixing for now. That's kind of a daily thing. I'll leave it on the desktop, but I got a backup in here. So let's open this one with brackets. Alright. And I just want to keep up with my notes before I get so far behind. Because I did some stuff this morning. Show recordings. Okay, how many have we done so far? 29th. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6, but I don't think they're all episodes. In fact, I know 1 or 2 is not. Okay, there we go. You can almost tell by the file size. 1, 2. That one's not. It's only like. Okay, so 1, 2. Definitely not. 3. And definitely not. Okay, so we got 3 episodes this morning. We're not on Monday anymore, but I'm going to put them here. I don't have time to get a... So, what we did. It's episode 11. So we'll do 12, 13, 14. On 15 now. Okay. And the last episode we just recorded be 14. We're on 15 now. Let me count those again. It's yesterday. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, if that's the one we're on. That file might be growing. No, it don't look like it's growing. But it may just be a... I don't think it will grow until I stop recording. I don't think it'll... I think it's like a starting point. So we got 1, 2, 3. I think we're recording 15 right now. This was episode 14. We're into chapter 4. Been talking about Mongo. And the biggest thing, I need to say something about BSON. That was a new tech for me. Okay, so now we're doing, let's do another one of these. Now we're on episode 15. We're still in chapter 4. We've covered Mongo and BSON. I think we're just going to go deeper into Mongo. Let's see what the book says. It's fine, we'll leave it here for now. Do a control save. I don't see, did it do anything with the beautify? I don't move anything, it kind of makes me worry. Yeah, okay, there's the beautify. Let's go ahead and do our preview on that. I'm tempted to start doing them backwards, so that because as the list grows, we'll get down to 100. But if I copy that and just paste it, so I'm not getting the HTML, which is what I want. So when I upload my, I'll upload all my videos at the end of the night. I can just copy and paste the notes from here on the descriptions. So some of these early ones might be messed up, but I'm getting the workflow figured out as we go. And actually I want to undo the beautify cleaned all that up for me. I really want it there. There, okay, control save, beautify again. So that's one thing I don't like about the beautify. I wish I could, and I probably can. I mean, it's open source, I should be able to find the document that sets this, but that's the way I've got it. And I'll hit control S, and it adds that line right at the bottom. And I'm like, why is that more beautiful? I don't need an extra line at the bottom. Deleted it for a reason. Control save. The beautify plugin puts it back for me. But it makes everything else look so much better. So I may find their GitHub and put that in as a pull request. But can we please not do that? Is it really voted up to add that for some reason? Alright, everything else I'm good with, so let's just close that for now. Oh, yeah. Let's close all. That's my local one. So I'm assuming we're on episode 15. Like I said, it may be scrambled, but we'll figure out the workflow. It'll get better as the series progresses. I hated all the characters the first years. Not hate. The longer the Star Trek series runs, the more you identify with certain characters. The chemistry between between McCoy and Spock was not very good the first season. If you go back and watch them, it grew over time. The more the characters got to know each other, the more the actors got to know each other, the better they're. And that's true with all the Star Trek series. If you watch crew interactions, the first season versus crew interactions, the 4th and 5th season. So my point is the workflow will get better as the series develops. I just noticed I'd been doing recording after recording without going back and taking notes. So, alright, here we go. We're at the beginning of, not the beginning, this next page. We got our orange check boxes all the way down. We've introduced NoSQL, we've introduced the Mongo database, we've reviewed its key features. Let's look at the shell. Alright. where we at on time? That's at Piggy either. We got 15 minutes left. Alright. Luckily the shell looks like a short page. The bar's thicker. Lots of pictures. Oh yeah, we definitely got this page in 15 minutes. If you followed Chapter 1, Introduction to Mean, you should have a working instance of Mongo database in your local environment. If you guys are missing something, that's probably because I never did a video for Chapter 1. But I do have the Mongo, or not the Mongo. Yeah, I guess I do have it. You should have a working instance, I already set it up, of MongoDB in your local environment. If not, we'll find out. We'll get an error for it says it's not set up or something. To interact with, I think I do, now that I think about it. I think I do have it going on. To interact with MongoDB, you'll use the Mongo database shell, which you encountered in Chapter 1, Introduction to Mean. The MongoDB shell is a command line tool that enables the execution of different operations using a JavaScript syntax query language. In order to explore the different parts of MongoDB, let's start the MongoDB shell. Okay, I thought I was done with that system for a while, but we'll go ahead and do that. Let's finish reading it and then we'll start that up. In order to explore the different parts of MongoDB, let's start the Mongo database shell by running the Mongo executable as follows. Mongo. If MongoDB has been properly installed, you should see an output similar to what is shown in the following screenshot. Okay, technically we can get to the next page and then see if, I just want to see if I want to do it this episode or next. Notice how the shell is telling you the current shell version and that it is connected to the default test database. What I'll do, I just won't click this. Connecting to test. Let's do this instead. Let's see where it's taking us. Mongo databases. Let's spend our 13 minutes reviewing this and then we'll start it up next episode. So I never did get around to breakfast. Let's review what's, it's a fat bar here too. I think we can finish reading this in the next 12 minutes and then we'll fire up the database next round and go back and start putting our check marks off. Mongo databases. Each Mongo database server instance can store several databases. Unless specifically defined, the Mongo database shell will automatically connect to the default test database. Let's switch to another database called mean by executing the following command. Use mean. You'll see a command line output telling you that the shell switched to the mean database. Notice that you didn't need to create the database before using it because in MongoDB, databases and collections are lazily created when you insert your first document. This behavior is consistent with MongoDB's dynamic approach to data. Another way to use a specific database is to run the shell executable with the database name as an argument as follows. Mongo mean. So the last page we just did Mongo to start it and it fed us test. When we start in test we can say use mean or we can just say Mongo mean and cut out those two steps. The shell will then automatically connect to the mean database. If you want to list all the other databases in the MongoDB server, just execute the following commands. I think that's what we'll do. I'm glad I read ahead. When we start the server, we'll do a Mongo mean and then we'll say show databases and see if it doesn't show us the test one. The shell will then automatically connect to the mean database. If you want to list all the other databases in the current MongoDB server, just execute the following command. This will show you a list of currently available databases that have at least one document stored. Okay, again, I'm not going to click on that. I want to leave it unread until we run some code. We got 10 minutes left. I don't know which way, Mongo shell. Without clicking the red marks, I don't know where I got to. The orange checkbox is MongoDB databases. MongoDB database. So we're going to do collections. Let's review collections. it gets a little longer page. Still a big picture. I mean, really, guys? You couldn't just cut that part out. Why you gotta make us scroll over that every time? Show collections. Okay, yeah, I'll stick with the game plan. We'll read this over the next 10 minutes and then go fire up our server next episode. And we'll stand up though. Get some blood flow. Not on camera anyways. Oh. MongoDB collections. Ooh, ooh. A MongoDB collection is a list of MongoDB documents and is the equivalent of a relational database table. A collection is created when its first document is being inserted. Unlike a table, a collection doesn't enforce any type of schema and can host different structured documents. To perform operations on a MongoDB collection, you'll need to use the collection methods. Let's create a post collection and insert the first post. And in order to do this, execute the following command and then MongoDB shell. Database post insert. Title, first post, user Bob. After executing the preceding command, it will automatically create the post collection and insert the first document. To retrieve the collection documents, execute the following command in MongoDB shell. Database post find. You should see a command line output similar to what is shown in the following screenshots. This means that you have successfully created the post collection and inserted your first document. To show all available collections, issue the following command in the Mongo database shell. Show collections. The Mongo database shell will output the list of available collections, which in your case are the post collection and another collection called system indexes, which holds the list of your database indexes. If you'd like to delete the post collection, you'll need to execute the drop command as follows. Database post drop. If you'd like to delete the post collection, database post drop. The shell will inform you that the collection was dropped. So a collection's like a table, kind of. I mean, it's not. The whole point is it's not a table, but just to get a reference point to what I'm used to. Collection. Shell will inform you. Oh, we'll find out when we run some code. It'll make more sense, I think. Let's see. We'll try adding like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 documents, and then dropping 2 or 3. So if you're dropping documents, like I still see a table as holding the documents in a. So instead of holding the documents in a table, we'll be holding the documents in a BSON object. So it's kind of making sense. We're at 20 minutes. I guess it's time to turn that server on. Let's look at where we're going with this. Right now we're adding documents to the shell. Okay, this is the whole point. We're trying to get to making CRUD apps with JavaScript on the server instead of PHP on the server. So, I mean, that's my reference point. You guys may not. Whatever. This video series is more for me documenting my work than you guys learning. But if you're watching, hello. I try to forget you're there. I'm not used to thinking out loud and reading through stuff on the air. I imagine time travelers from the future are gonna come back. Labor union guys they sweep up behind the robots and they're like, "You mofo. Thanks to you, we gotta wear badges, cameras, record all our work. From the time we clock in to the time we clock out. We have traveled back from the future as representatives of the Union to kill you, bury you with Jimmy Hoffa, because nobody knows where he's at, and you're going to be lost in the time stream too. So, sorry guys, I didn't mean to start the trend of recording all your work. Never goofing off at work anymore. But hey, if we can get all the cops to do it, maybe it's worth it. So, well, Evs, I'm recording my work, and I gotta work another 5 minutes, and I don't want to turn the server on until I get back from break. So, let's scan this page instead. Where are we going? We're creating some CRUD into our Mongo database with the Mongo shell. So that'll be fun. This will be a full episode once we do turn the server on, but I'm gonna make some breakfast first. I've had coffee and haven't had any food yet. But it's been fun. It's most episodes I've done in one morning. Fuck. Just the fact that I'm trying to keep up with the Pomodoros and record as much video as possible. It's kind of keeping me working. But you know what? I'm just going to end this episode early. There's episodes I run over. I'm not going to feel bad for ending one early. So I'm going to go make some breakfast, and then we'll fire up the server and make some CRUD. Let's go back to where we was at. Let's go up to our orange check boxes. We'll use the shell to make some CRUD in 25 minutes. See how that plays out. If you're alive, more power to you. I'll leave you a little something to watch here. Let's get 2 YouTube streams up. Sometimes you get some trippy stuff this way. It's not a guarantee. It's not a. Yeah, this one's almost over. But I really like the plot on this one. It's about education and cortisol in your mind. I've had some folks with PTSD. It's all about the cortisol. It's not exactly where the text starts, this plot. Start around 9 minutes and see what they say. But I'm going to mix video from one source with audio from another. That's the whole point.